Welcome to Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda. I'm Nick Park, and I've been following a story here in the Irish media about a member of our police force, the Garda Síochána. And this particular police officer has been suspended from his work, the work that he loves doing, for 3 years. And the reason he has been suspended from work for 3 years is quite unbelievable. Basically, whenever COVID hit and a lot of people were locked down, it was particularly difficult on older people. This police officer got talking with an elderly man who was having difficulty getting around, even picking up groceries and stuff like that. And his old bicycle didn't work anymore. It was beyond repair. And so this police officer took a bicycle that was in the stores at the police station. It basically was a stolen bicycle that had been stolen over a year ago and nobody had claimed it. It wasn't anything fancy. I understand the value of it was less than €50. But this police officer took this bicycle and gave it to the old man to use during the crisis, the COVID crisis. And amazingly, because he apparently didn't fill out the right forms whenever he did this, he ended up being suspended for 3 years, and he was being investigated by a department of the police that is normally there to deal with serious crimes such as murder and gang activities and stuff like that. And so here you have a serving police officer who has done an act of kindness and yet gets suspended from work for 3 years. I'd be honest with you, I think that police officer deserves a promotion. I think that what he did was absolutely wonderful. If I had a chance, I would vote for him to be the chief superintendent of the police force. I think that's the kind of people that we want to be in the police force. I've seen how in many other countries, police forces don't have the confidence of the population. And one of the reasons is because they've never learned what it is to be a public servant. I remember visiting a country, which I will leave unnamed, where I was travelling by night on a minibus across country. We were through pretty rough terrain with jungles, and then there was little towns interspersed on the highway. And we came to this particular town where there was an almighty traffic jam, and it took us an hour to get through this town. The reason was because one lane of traffic was blocked. It was down to one lane because of roadworks going on, and traffic was trying to come from both directions at the same time. Nobody would back up. It was absolute chaos. And I'm saying to my hosts, you know what, guys, if this was at home, it's a shame there's not any police around, because a few police would sort this out in no time at all. And then after all that mess of spending an hour to get through the town, we drive out of the town and there's the police. They're sat at the side of the road. They stop us and basically create a fuss, ask for our documents and pretend to find something and make a big fuss about it. And we had to pay them a bribe in order to continue. And as we're driving down the road, I'm just reflecting on this. And I'm reflecting on the difference between the police that I had just seen operating in that country that are just trying to make money, who are just trying to exploit people and rip people off. And the guys in the minibus were telling me that nobody respects the police. In fact, when I said that I have a colleague in our pastoral team who was a police sergeant, they said, well, if that was here, nobody would trust him because nobody trusts the police. And I thought, we do generally trust our police. We trust them because they understand what it is to be public servants. They understand that when you serve people, then you have true authority. And I think this police officer who lent that bicycle that was lying in an evidence room in the police station doing nothing and gave it to this old man during COVID, I think that was a tremendous thing to do. That's why we have police forces, to be able to do things like that, as well as to deal with the serious crimes such as murder and sexual assault and all of those other things. But it really reminded me that, thank God, by the way, that police officer it looks like he's going to be restored to duty. And I tell you what, I hope he gets compensated, because he deserves some severe compensation for what has been done to him. But it reminded me that I am a servant of God's people. If I'm a leader, I'm there to be a servant, and I'm there to serve. And I pray that we in the church will always remember that. We're not people in Christian leadership. We're not there to lord it over other people. We're not there to exploit them. We're not there to make lots of money. We're there to serve people. And that's the kind of leadership that the Church of Jesus Christ will always need. God bless you today. Join us again tomorrow for another Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda.